And we're going to go shoulders up to ears. Shrug your shoulders and then just release. So left and release. Quite nice if you've been working today. Any tension there in your shoulders. Squeeze and release. And then adding in, just exhale. Maybe if you feel like it, so lift and just this working with release. 2 more. Then shoulders forwards, shoulders back. Shoulders forwards. Try and keep the eye gaze forwards just for now. So we're just working, isolating, we're just working with shoulders. Keep the pelvis tucked under. Notice as you take your shoulders back, what's happening here with the core. So you're still pulling in. Oh, I have to get... John, you might want to go on mute. Can you get on mute? I don't know. John.
I don't even know.
John,
Sorry.
can you get on? Can you put yourself on mute? Is that right?
I don't know how you did it. There.
Should be, yeah, at the bottom. Yeah, it is. So then we did this one last week. So take one arm up. It's hard because I've got the yurt. And you're just going to gently draw your wrist. But instead of taking it over to start with, just take it up. So hold on to the opposite wrist and stretch that arm. Just taking it up. I mean, I'm taking it over because I'm hitting the roof. But if you can, just take it up. Then release, breathing out. Other side. Again, if you can, just take it up. You're just holding onto the wrist. Gently pulling it up. And then release. Then we'll go bit by bit. Start working over the body to a bit of a side bend. Try and keep the length at the back of the neck. Eye gaze forwards. It's just that gentle pull, just holding that wrist. We're going a little bit further over. Maybe you're starting to feel more on the side body. Just take your own time. You don't have to be on the same pace as me. Engage the core. And maybe we're getting a little bit further over. Maybe you're starting to feel the lats on this stretch as well. Engage the core, recenter. Just 2 more. Gently pulling the wrist. Take it over. Last one. Then just hold on to opposite elbows. Place your forearms on your head. And I just want you to have a moment to let the weight of your arms rest on the top of your head, the crown of your head. Try and keep the length at the back of the neck. Now we're going to sundial. So it's a side bend. Soften the knees. Then it's going to go to a forward fold. So you're looking back at your knees, chin down to chest. And then you're circling it back around the other way. So bend the knees deeply on this. Should get the stretch around the lower back. Engage as well with the core. You're starting to lift out. Equal weight over the feet. Feet are facing forwards. Last one. Breathing out. And release. Okay, to the squats. So we'll do a couple just without any blocks, and then I'm going to show you something with the blocks. So feet hip width apart, take your hips back into space. Squeeze the glutes and lifting up. Now think about what's happening with knees. I was just showing you sideways, I don't need to, but that's quite good for me to see the position on the lower back. Think about what's happening with the knees. Try not to let the knees pronate in. Now what I want you to think about is where you get your arms, okay? So when you do this, it's quite actually tricky to get your arms up around your ears, isn't it? So if you've got a block or a cushion or something, you put it underneath your heels and then try the squat again. So you've got your heels on it, Then try it again, and then see what happens with your arms and how low you get on your squat, and then lift. So it's just it'll illustrate something to you about particularly posture. It will be a lower squat as well when you put the block in there. Try and look forwards. Try not to look down on this one, so you just get that lift on the chin. So once you've tried a few of them, a challenge if you want a challenge, and you can use a cushion on that if you want to, is go down into your low squat. Knees down, sweep the arms forward, stand up. So you're going to go down, low squat, knees are going to touch your cushion, and lift up. Otherwise you're just doing your simple squats. They're just challenges if you want them. Try and keep the knees hip width. You have to really control the balance. Think about rolling over the ball of the feet. Last one, whichever version that you're doing. Nice. Okay. Adjust my camera a bit. Reach the arms up over the head. Take one leg back, squeezing in the glutes. Then reach the arms forwards if you can. So this is a balance exercise. And you can think about this back leg. So start squeezing in the glutes. See if you can lift it as high as you can behind you. Eye gaze forwards, and you're holding this balance, and just see if you can circle one arm all the way around. Back to center. If it's too much, you can bring that back leg down. Then around with the other one. So this is going to challenge the balance. Then circle it the other way around. Back to center. Then the other side. Quite fun, isn't it? Okay, then over to the other side. So start with the leg lift, the arms up, then bring the arms forwards. If any of that's too much, you can always hold on to the wall. Then to start thinking about that lift on the back leg, squeezing the glutes, eye gaze forwards. Then you've got a circle all the way around with one arm. Working into that shoulder, other side. Then you're going to circle the other way around. Eye gaze forwards. And center. Maybe a little shake out after that because that was quite hard. Free weights, if you've got them. So grab your free weights. Going into the sumo squat. So take a really wide squat. You can almost let the feet turn out to the side a bit. Now this is hip mobility work, so if you're a bit tight, it's a little shimmy side to side. I always feel like I'm in a ring because obviously my yurt's like round. I'm in the Tai Chi ring. So we're gonna combine. So shoulders down and back, elbows tucked in, scapula set, center. Take a really big circle round. Center, scapula set, wrists, palms facing up. Then circle it around the other way. Eye gaze stays forwards, head stays still. Tuck the pelvis under because it's really tempting to arch the lower back on this. Try and get that opening there on the chest. Breathing out into your scapula set. Just two more. Elbows tucked in. Circle that around the body. Last time. And around. Okay, putting the weights down there then. Gonna do a eagle balance now. So I don't know if you can see my feet. That's the only thing with this, with the yurt, is I haven't got the height of my normal one. I'll go right back here. So just start with doing the arm wrap. So you cross the elbows, then you lift, and then you interlink your hands. You don't have to come down like this. I'm just showing you in the film. So cross the elbows, interlink your fingers, and then the aim is to start lifting up your elbows. Okay, so you're getting the stretch on the backs of the shoulders. Then we're going to take a balance. So see if you can just place one foot on top of the other, and then you're in your eagle arms wrap. Now just try, and the challenge here is to close your eyes and count to 5. Use your big toe as an anchor, use your pelvic floor, squeezing in the glutes. Opening eyes, just release the arms. 8 heel lifts, so you're just going over the ball of the foot towards your big toe, squeezing in the glutes, lifting up the heel. It doesn't have to be super high. Think about the muscles, the chains, the feet to the pelvic floor, to the glutes. The shoulders are relaxed. Eye gaze forwards. Perhaps relax the muscles in the jaw. Then we're going to go on the other side. So start again by taking the arms across the elbows, lift. Then start to take the eye gaze up with that as well if you can. Get the stretch between the shoulder blades, then just add in taking one other foot on top of that foot. So if you can close your eyes, count to 5. Perhaps bring the focus internal towards the pelvic floor and the connection with the ground. Then release, it's your 8 heel lifts on that side. Rolling over the ball of the foot towards your big toe, squeezing in the glutes. Still working with the core muscles. Brilliant. Okay, bring it down into downward dog. So you might want to do your slow roll down, chin into chest, slide your hands down the legs. I'm just going to adjust it so you can see my mat. So find your downward dogs. If downward dog isn't for you today, you could try puppy dog. Put your knees down, hips lifted. So otherwise we're up here, hips going up towards the ceiling, pedaling through. So downward dog, when we're tight, ends up looking a bit like this. So what you can do is go to plank and then send the hips up to try and find a little bit more of that triangle shape. But also, because I've brought blocks into this session, you can also try putting your heels on a block. So you can put your heels on a block or a cushion, folded up towel, and it takes all the pressure off trying to make that triangle shape when you're feeling a little bit stiff. So you've got your arms wrapping around your ears, spread your fingers. 3 deep breaths here. Keep working on sending the hips up, lengthening through the spine. Think more about the length on the spine and the lower back than the hamstrings in this move. So from there, lowering down onto all fours. So yeah, I was thinking if you're not comfortable on your knees, this one is better standing because we're going to do dog peeing on a lamppost. Okay, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Find your neutral spine, so draw in with your core. Bending in the knee, lift one leg up. So your sole of your foot goes up to the ceiling. You're squeezing in the glute for that. Then turn the knee to the side. So we're doing a little bit of opening in the hip. Then circle that back round to center. Then extend. Then we'll do the same leg. We'll go over and over. I think it's easier. So bend, open. This is the dog peeing on a lamppost idea. Circle it right round to center, and then extend. So we've got kind of the glute squeezing. We've got the hip mobility and the glute med working, and then we've got that firing at the end as we push away. If you want to add in balance, opposite elbow points to the side. So pointing to the side, and you're just saluting. So, where am I? Bend, open, extend. Keep working, 3 more. And it is quite hard work. You will feel like your bum gets tired. Last one. Okay, then we go to the other side. Same thing. Lift. See if you can flex the foot, get the sole of the foot going up to the ceiling. Then opening the hip, circle it around, then push away. Bend with the control. Circle that knee around. Fire the glute, extend. Keep working with the core. Adding in, if you want, opposite elbow lifted. Elbow pointing to the side. Put some balance in there. Getting to the place where that glute gets suitably tired. It doesn't want to do any more. Because as soon as it starts switching off, we don't want to keep working on it. We just keep it to the point where it's going and it's firing. Last one. Okay, low lunge. So step forward with one foot. Let your hips sink down a little bit. Engage with the core. Opposite arm to the foot you've got forwards. Just lift it and take it just over your midline for a side body stretch. So you're kind of getting this lovely stretch from the hips up kind of all the way to the rib cage, the chest area. Rest your elbow down, or same elbow on the same side to the knee. And then we'll swap sides. So low lunge, and that hip width. Check that you're not tilting anywhere. You haven't kind of shifted with the shoulders, the hips. A little bit of engagement with the core. Rest that elbow down. Start to relax. Then put the arm up. Put in that side bend. Think about these kind of moves. The low lunge is like a nice lengthening stride move. So we're trying to get some length here, down in the quad, the hip flexor. One more deep breath. Okay, from there then, lie down on your front. Just rest your head on your hands. Come to a bit of a place of relaxation. So, and also if you can get your forehead on your hands, put a bit of pressure there into the third eye, the forehead area. Glute activation, so squeeze in one glute and then lift up the leg. And it doesn't have to be that high. And then lower. And the focus here is, and you might want to close your eyes, is the glute fires, so the glute works, then the hamstring works at lifting the leg, and then the opposite side on the lower back is stabilizing the hips. So working on that chain, those 3 working in that order. And it's breathing out left, breathing in lower. So this is kind of working on glute activation, lower back strengthening. 3 more. Then we'll go to our swan dive. So cactus your arms to the sides, elbows level with your shoulders. Just breathing out, lift head and shoulders, breathing in lower. So this is working with posture, the top of the back. Try not to think about lifting the head. So imagine you're reading a good book, you've got your chin tucked in. Notice if you're pushing any weight down through the arms, and then if you want, you can try and lift up the arms, get to the same height. You're happy with that, you could work at extending to a T shape as you lift, then come to cactus and lower. Breathe out, lift, then breathe in, breathing out to the T, breathing out, breathing in, and then lower, breathing out. So really take your time. 3 breaths. A little bit of engagement with the core, but try and just switch off the legs if you can. So just if you're holding tension, I just noticed I was, any tension going down the legs, just see if you can turn that off. So you've got pelvic floor engaged and just the muscles in the upper back. Just last one, into your left, whether you're putting in your T shape as well, and lowers. Pushing up, then we'll go cat stretch. Hands under shoulders and knees under hips. Round the top of the back, chin to chest, tuck the pelvis under, and then you're just going to breathe into that space between the shoulder blades. If your body feels like it wants to move, perhaps a little spiral with the hips, and you can just work into any tight areas like the corners of the hips and shoulders. Other way around. So just moving if the body feels like it wants to flow. So take a wrist stretch, so just one hand, fingers point towards the knee. Try and get equal weight down through both hands. And then over to the other side, just gently stretching through. We use our hands so much more than we think about, really. These phones, texting, typing. Okay, and release. Okay, front plank. So elbows underneath your shoulders. Either start hips down and then just gently lift up hips. Find that pelvic floor and pull in, and then find the TVA. So where the tummy button sits, start to really think about pulling that in. Tuck the pelvis under. If you want more, just straighten the legs. Take your full plank version. Just notice where your shoulders are at. Are your shoulders by your ears? And just see if you can grow out of that. Length at the back of the neck. Keeping the crown of head in line with spine. It'll be roughly about a minute. I'm just going to talk a bit, so I won't count. But if you want to add in, you could just take a knee drop and then focus on keeping the hips still. So that's another little option in there. If you've got your knees down, you can take a leg straightener. And again, you're focusing, keeping the hips super still. Notice what's happening with the breath. Are you breathing evenly? Can you take some long exhales? Ten seconds. Let's go 10, 9, and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just take a little rest. Bring the hips down. So next one will be low plank, lift to high plank. So this is shoulder stability work. So lift up the hips, Option 1, knees down, push up, high plank, drop it down. Option 2, legs straight, lift up, bring it down. See if you can do 8. Pushing up and then going down is 1. Keep engaging with the core, so keep coming back to that pelvic floor, drawing in when the tummy button sits. Notice the breath, so try and just breathe normally. Swap the arms over if you're always pushing up through the same side. It's good on the obliques, this one, so they want the abs on the sides. Good for shoulders. Once you've done your 8, it's child's pose. So, sitting back to the heels, coming over. You can put a block in child's pose, so you can put a block. If you've got sort of your knees are a bit sore, you can actually block yourself up. Put your blocks under your bum, just as an option, and then come down. The other option with blocks is to block under the head. So if you get any neck pain in a child's pose, a block under the head's quite nice. So this is where you're going to send, when you inhale, send the breath to the lower back. So breathing in, expand the lower back. And then you breathe in a little bit more, send it up the spine. See if you can almost send it, you can visualize it going all the way to the third eye, between the eyebrows. It's almost like you're filling every part of your body up with your breath. And then as you exhale, it's just about gently letting go, finding that release. Just take one more and then we'll pick a side. So any side, and we'll do 4 moves on one side, then 4 on the other. So start in sort of this mermaidy position. If hips are too tight for that, it is possible to do it with legs straight. We're going to do a bit of a thread through twist, so that's what it's going to look like. So reach up, so you've got the knee that's bent, that's going to, the knee that's kind of open and bent, that's where your hand's down. Breathing and reaching up. So other hand, yeah, that's right. Sorry, I was just watching the screen. Breathing out, thread through. So think here about this kind of chest area, the heart area. So really, we're focused on opening the heart. You can always think like a dancer. You can embody emotion here. So you could be like coming down, feeling sad, and then opening up. You've got that feeling compassionate and happy and joy. Breathing in, filling the body with air, breathing out, threading through. Really good one for digestion. Liver detox. Think about the chin and what's happening with the head. So really drop the chin, follow the shoulder. Okay, so small loop bands, if you've got them, we'll go down to clams. This one's a bit more on your function, glute med function. Bend the knees, heels in line with hips, in line with shoulders. Then engage with the core. Lift the top knee and lower. If you've got your bands, they're just above the knee. Breathing out left, breathing in lower. Think about the feet here, so a little bit of tension in the feet, so they're not complete. The feet haven't gone floppy, they're like in a squat position. Not position, but they're in the feeling that they're doing some work. Obviously you get a neck stretch if you've got your hand just resting under your ear, but you can also rest your head down if it's more comfortable. Try and look forwards. Try not to look down at the knees. Should feel it around the back and the side of the glutes. So if you're feeling it at the front, the glute, the hip flexory area, then you probably just need to shift it so that top hip's falling forwards more, so that you feel it more on the back side of the body. I was wondering if you can hear the birds. I can hear pigeons at the moment. There's wood pigeons. I don't know if anyone can hear the birds whilst I'm in the yurt. The owls haven't started yet. Normally hear the tawny owls. Starting to feel that now? Yeah? Okay. Last one, then straightening out the legs. Lift top leg. You can keep the bands in, it doesn't matter. Lift the bottom leg. Lift the rib cage, so we're on a balance. Take the arm up and over. Then draw a big circle on the ceiling with the hand. So working with the shoulder, working with the balance. Circle it round. Then the other way round. Keep that extension right the way through to the toes. So keep sending the toes down to the end of the mat. Draw in the core. Then top leg. Actually, we're going to need to get rid of the bands. Sorry, I just thought of that. If you've got a band. Top leg, lift that leg up level with the hip, flex the foot, kick it forwards, point the toe, bring it back. Side kick. Hamstring stretch. Try and keep the hips still, so try not to have too much rotation there in the hips. So we'll isolate the hamstring a little bit with that. Breathing out as you go forwards, breathing in to come back. Flex and point, so you're activating the calf muscle there as well. Try and keep that hip height. Last one. And release it down. Those 4 on the other side then. So make your way around to mermaids on the other side. Start with the seated twist. Think about kind of hip mobility work here. This idea of working and opening with the heart, chest. Think about the chin coming down. Breathing out, drop the shoulder. Breathing in joy. Opening the heart. Breathing out anything that doesn't serve you. Looking up as well and then coming down, a little bit of neck release. Maybe you're getting a little bit further each time, so this is going to work into the backs of the shoulders. Last one. Letting go of tension. Then the clams. So if you did your band, you might want to put your band in again. The small loop band. Then the knees, heels, hips, shoulders all in line. Like you're going to fall forwards almost to get to the back body. Lift the top knee and lower. Engage the core. So do don't forget that we're still on sort of 50% there. Try not to look down at the knees, so looking to your forwards. Breathing out left, breathing in lower. I always have a bit of a story, don't I, on a clown, but today I don't have a story, but I went hiking today and I collected loads and loads of sheep's wool because they seem to be shedding it. So if anyone knows what I can do with that, you could tell me at the end. And I got some feathers. The feathers, I thought I was going to make a headdress so I could dress up as Pocahontas one time. But the sheep's wool, haven't decided what I can do with that yet. Starting to feel that now, glute med? Okay. Lengthen the legs. Lift top leg, lift bottom leg. Lift rib cage, arm up and over. Take a stretch, so really send the feet off the end of the mat. Draw in the core. Then you can work with your circles. Check you're not arching in the lower back. So the pelvis is still tucked under. You're still working with the core. The other way around, working with this balance. Just finding a little bit of space in the body, she says, falling over. Then lower it down. If you're going to have to get rid of the bands, if you've got the bands for side kick. Lift top leg, flex the foot. Kick it forwards, point the toe, bring it back. Really exaggerate the flex and point. Try and think about the hip width position that you've got with your feet. So we're thinking about alignment, walking, running, biking, things like that. We're keeping that alignment. We're keeping that alignment on the stretch on the hamstrings. Breathing out, come forwards, keep the flexion. Breathing in, point the toes, come back to the body. 2 more. It's not an easy one, this. Okay, onto our backs then. So lie down on your back. I'm just going to quickly check the time, so I'm getting on. I know I can go on a bit. Bend the knees. So because I brought blocks to the party today, if you do ever get a sore neck, one option you find that your chin lifts up to the ceiling is to put a block behind your head. I just thought I'd show that because I brought them in. Otherwise you got the back of your head on the mat. Length at the back of the neck, shoulders relaxed. Arms up to the ceiling. Opposite arm is going to drop down to the floor to the opposite knee. So the knee's going to drop down to the side and the arm's going to drop to the side, but we're going opposites. And whilst we're doing that, we're keeping the pelvis still, the core engaged, and the lower back imprinted. So it often means that the knee doesn't go all the way down to the floor, just a little way. It's pelvic stability exercise. Breathing out as you drop the knee. Also notice if your shoulders tilt. So as you drop an arm to the side, are your shoulders kind of shifting? So imprint shoulder blades down to the mat. If you feel like you can control that, so you're not shifting in the hips, you could take a one leg circle with this. So straighten the leg and just take a small circle out. That would be an addition to the pelvic stability move. And then you can go the other way around. Often what will happen on a one leg circle though is the other knee not working will start spiraling too. So control the other knee moving. If you're on one leg circle, just swap legs. 3 one way, 3 the other. Imprinting that lower back. Imprinting shoulder blades. Lots of control. Okay, so that feeling of imprinting that lower back, use that now to go into this next sequence. We're going to go 4 toe taps, 8 pulses, and then an 8-second hold. So a toe tap is lifting one leg up to tabletop and lowering, and then alternating. If you want to do advanced layers, you know them, just go for it. So 4 toe taps, imprint lower back down, engage core. So we've got 4 and 3. Try and keep the right angle behind the knee. And 2, hinging from the hip here. And 1. Lift the head and shoulders, look to knees. Pulse the arms up and down. Keep the tummy still. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slide fingertips to kneecaps and hold. So your rib cage lifts up towards your hips. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And again then, so 4 toe taps. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Ready to pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slide hands to knees. Hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. If you want more, tabletop and take it down. 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Ready to pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straightening legs to reach. Hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. 2 more sets to go. 4 toe taps. 3 and 2 and 1. Ready to pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Here we go. Last time. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And take a release. So full body stretch. Arms over the head. Scrunch up your fists. Point your toes. Squeeze your glutes. Get your shoulders up to your ears. Scrunch up your face. Really big deep breath in. Breathing out. Just see if you can let go of all those muscles. Feel really heavy. Enjoy feeling heavy. Bending the knees in, palms together. Start with them facing up to the ceiling, and then we're going to go with the chin to chest, and then over to one side. Bring those palms to the side of the knee, and then recenter. Chin to chest, and then over, and then recenter. Breathing out left, breathing into lower. Engage the core. Find that pelvic floor. Adding in, if you want, opposite leg, heel slides away and then comes back up. Opposite leg, heel slides. So opposite to the knee that you go to. Nice little crossbody move. If you want more, you just tabletop that and you do your single leg stretch with it. So you're still bringing the palms across to the side of the knee. Breathing out. Still drive the move with the chin. 3 more. So just place the feet on the mat, arms up towards the ceiling. Breathing out, let the arms go over the head. Circle them all the way around the body. Coming all the way back to center. Breathing out, over. Circle it around. Now just notice what's happening with the chest. So as you go back over the head, does the chest lift? Does the rib cage lift? And see if you can imprint that spine down, the shoulders down, as your arms go back. And then when you're thinking about your rib cage, does your lower back lift? So then think about imprinting the lower back down, engage the core. Adding in, if you want, hug the knees. And then as the arms go back, it's a double leg stretch. So you've got to think a little bit harder about imprinting lower back down using the core. Everything lengthens, then everything comes back in together. If the double leg feels a little bit too much, you could just try a single leg. So you can circle round and then take one leg extension. That's another little halfway option. Otherwise you double leg. 2 more. Long exhales. Feet onto the mat then. Arms out to the sides. Breathing out, let both knees drop across to one side. Breathing into the center. Breathing out other side. Just allow the shoulders to relax here. Feel heavy, feel supported by your mat and your ground. Option now to add it in, tabletop, then come across, go over to the corners of your room. So lengthening out. It's a nice hamstring, a nice IT band stretch. Just pushing away at the backs of the knees. Imprint that lower back down. Two more. Work into that extension out to the corners. Just looking at the screens, we'll go a couple more. John, if you bend in the middle, then tilt and then extend. Try that. Yeah. That's it. So we go 2 more, just so get a chance to do that one. Okay, come to center then. Now, if you've got a door frame, and I'm going to use the pole in the middle of the yurt, but you could use your band. We're going to hamstring stretch. So if you've got something to put your foot on, I recommend it. Because you just put your leg up onto a cabinet, bookcase, anything you've got really. I think when I'm in the lounge when I do this, I use a bookcase. I bet no one's ever done this with a yurt pole before. Door frames are quite good. So you've got one leg up onto something, and you're going to push your heel. You don't need to see me, you just need to hear me. Push your heel into that point, so you're putting pressure, and push at the back of the knee to straighten that leg. You're going to do that, and you're pushing it at the back of the knee about 5 seconds. 3, 4, 5. And then sort of breathe out and just let go of that engagement. But you can actually hold it. So I'm actually pushing with my hand onto just above the knee. So you actually hold your leg in that position, but you're not engaging at the back of the knee with the stretch. Then we can go again. Same thing, push at the back of the knee, engaging that hamstring. It is a bit uncomfortable. It feels like it's getting a little bit of a stretch. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing out. Just stop pushing, but then hold the stretch. And by that, I mean you can actually put your hand there on your leg. If you're getting somewhere, now I'm really tight. I raced yesterday. I'm not getting anywhere. I can feel it. The muscles don't want to move. If you feel like you're getting into the muscle a bit, and sometimes you have to do a couple of rounds of this to get that, you might want to move yourself into your door frame, your pole, whatever you've got, because then you get further over into your stretch. But again, like I'm saying, I'm really tight. I'm not getting anywhere, so I'm just going to keep working at where I'm at. We go again. So pushing in, and the more effort you put into that push, or that engagement, the more you'll get out of it. And then release, breathe out, but hold your stretch. It's only when you really come out of this stretch you start to feel the space there in your hamstrings and the backs of your legs. Obviously, whilst we're in it, it can feel like quite a difficult, uncomfortable thing to do. So then gently come out, we'll go to the other leg. The same thing, we'll go 3 times through. You can have the other knee bent if it's easier. Depends if sometimes the door frame it's easier with another knee bent, or straighten that leg so you can really focus on the hips and whether you're tilting any in the hips. So you're in position, check your foot's not turning out, your shoulders are relaxed, your face is relaxed. Start 5 seconds, push at the back of the knee, engage that hamstring. 3, 4, 5. Breathe out, let go, but just hold in the stretch. So let go of the engagement. You're not actively focusing on pushing right at the back of the knee. Then we go again. Pushing in, back of the knee engaging, hamstrings working. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then release, but hold yourself there. It's almost like learning to sit a little bit uncomfortably, I would say. A little bit of that sensation. And let's just go with one more of these. So push at the back of the knee. Engage. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a release, but hold yourself there in the stretch. Try and at that point on number 3, you tend to find that the legs starting to release a little bit. You're getting a bit of a let go sensation. Okay, come back onto the mat then from there. Hopefully you feel a bit of space in the hamstrings. Yeah. I hadn't done that for a couple of weeks, so it was quite nice. I quite enjoyed that. How am I doing for time? 3 minutes. Oh, not good. Okay. We'll go quick shoulder bridge. So just take a pelvic tilt. Treat it like a massage for the lower back. Imagine you've got a marble on your tummy. You're rolling that marble to your chin, and then the marble going down to your feet. Nice bit of spine mobility. This is quite nice late at night, early in the morning if you're ever a bit stiff in your spine. Choice then, you could lift up the hips here, take a shoulder bridge, arms over the head, length at the back of the neck, chin goes towards your chest, squeeze the glutes, get a lift as high as you can. Option here, you could take a leg lift, keep the knee bent, you could focus on glutes here. So you could leg lift there, keep the hips super still. If you don't feel like leg lifting, take the whole thing back down, vertebrae by vertebrae, hug knees into chest. And we're going to join you there anyway. So bringing shoulder bridge down, hug knees into chest. A rock or a circle. Can you rock it all the way up to seated position? Going to go for a roll back. If you need to double over, I do normally have a thick mat, but this one's quite thin and that's a bit hard. So you might want to double yourself over or put a blanket under you. Option 1, C-shape the lower back to upright. Try not to lift the head at the end of that. So spine mobility. Option 2, hold on to the shins, hover the feet off the floor. It's just started raining, I don't hear it. Rock back, come back to hovers. So don't let your feet go down. Stay curled up like a little ball. Think about each vertebra getting in touch with the mat with control. Final progression, if you want it, go over, hamstring stretch. So open out at the top, rock it back, and then you could play if you want to try and find a teaser at the other end. Oh, half a teaser. Oh, it's gone. Then you can take it over. Hovers or teasers, find some hamstring length. Last one, whichever version you're doing, whether you're doing a little rock back. So we'll finish just, you can hear the rain now. This is what it's like living in a yurt. We'll finish with the spine twist. So if you've got cushions or blocks, it's quite nice. Gives you a bit of lift. And you can also, if I show you sideways on, if you sit on them, like kind of at the edge of them, so that it helps you get this straight back. Because obviously if you sit on them, you might as well sit on the floor a little bit. So it sometimes can help to get you that lift. Palms together, heart center, breathing in to get tall. Crown of head, shining towards the ceiling. Breathing out, very gentle, subtle twist. You don't need to get very far around on that. Breathing in center. Breathing out twist. So anyone into more like yogic philosophy, is we have these strands where energy flows and they run and spiral alongside the spine and around the spine. Called nadis. So you might notice when you do the spine twist and you're in this really good upright position, you might feel like the nadis get this lovely little stretch, and that's the idea of ending on this move, is that we just take the final little energy centers and give them that gentle little stretch. So when you leave here, hopefully you feel energy being able to move around the body. 2 more. Hands at heart center, namaste.